spread for the day. So you can see in the last hour um, we have some volatility. There's a opportunity to position oneself for both directions, meaning that uh, in the near future we'll see a higher price and a lower price. And positioning oneself for some volatility is a lucrative idea. The other thing to notice, to pinpoint, I don't know why it's not saving, but I must have drawn this line like a million times. So we have the unicursal hexagram was down here, right? And then we have the last card of the day on Friday, the 1st, was the Princess of Swords. So it's not, I mean, it could very well end up being around the same level that we close. 3 pokes to the same price level. However, either way, I don't foresee us going much higher. We have 3 pokes through the same price level with the decline. The close card is happiness, so we have the selling for near overbought territory on the RSI. There's a low correlator there at the end of the day. There's also a trade opportunity at the end of the day. So, and then when we look at the sneak preview card for the 6th, we have a decline that increases with momentum. Now, when I look at it, we're coming on the 6th. We're coming out. There's a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a decline. So, somewhere between now and I'd say probably the open tomorrow, we have a decline, and an opportunity maybe to get out of some of the puts. What I did is I sold out of my 385s right around these levels here. Might have been a little bit early, but I had 385 calls that I doubled down on first thing in the morning. Sold those for a decent profit. And then when I sold those, I also doubled down, or I should say tripled down on these puts, which are $1. I have these 368 puts. Obviously, I'm not expecting that to go to 368. I'm just looking for an opportunity where the value is higher than what I paid for them. We're not far off, based on me tripling down. It's an interesting spread tomorrow. But after tomorrow, we have, tomorrow's bullish, fast sudden move higher out of a decline. And then we have irrationally big move to the upside, another fast sudden move higher, sideways price swings with a bullish trend. All the way, so we're bullish all the way until the 11th from there. So tomorrow morning, and if not first thing in the morning, because we have this card here, the happiness card for today at the close. We also have it first thing in the morning tomorrow, so interesting. But there's a decline in there, and either way, if I don't see the turnaround here, the decline that I want, I'll likely get out of puts here, or depending on how I feel, possibly around or when I say here, I mean first thing in the morning tomorrow, or in that first half hour. And if I feel differently tomorrow, then the other opportunity would likely be around the 1 to 2 o'clock hour. No, you know what? I think it's mostly bearish tomorrow, and then at the end of the day, we have a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of the period. So we've got a low here towards the end of 1 to 2 o'clock hour. That's likely where I'll sell my puts. Yeah, we're likely going to touch that same price level. Princess of Swords. Right, so we have the Princess of Swords here at the roughly the 381 mark, 381, 382, and we're about to hit that as well for today. So I'd say that that's a pretty significant indication that the Princess of Swords, at least in the near term, is a price level that we want to keep an eye on. And I'll also keep it notated here because we may see it again. Yeah, that was a nice move buying that put in the morning, or excuse me, that call in the morning. Hopefully you guys followed along, made some money. I've also got some clairvoyant fishing footage coming out. I'm in New York City for the next 2 weeks, basically. And I'm going to be doing all sorts of footage. I'm going to stop people on the street. We're going to attempt to stop people on the street in Wall Street and predict the stock right there for them. It's not an easy thing to stop people in New York City, I'll tell you that. So that's why I say attempt. And we've also got a Kickstarter in the works here. We're going to have a product coming out called SO Meta Analysis. It's a online platform for stock analysis utilizing SO Meta indicators, astrological indicators, pattern recognition indicators, stuff like that. We're going to have a Kickstarter probably launching around the 17th or the 18th, hopefully. And we're looking for everybody here. We really need your support on this. We're looking to really expand and grow forward. And this is something we've been working with in the background, building and developing for quite some time. We're at a place where we need to hire a whole team. And so we're doing a Kickstarter. I'm excited about that. Kickstarters are cool. Oh, you know what? It was right at the close, not in the last hour at the close. So that would make it roughly right there. Boom. So we're right there, guys. We hit the Princess of Swords price level again. See that? See how that works? On the July 1st, in the post market, we have Princess of Swords, and then here in the last hour we have Princess of Swords. It's the same price level. We've got low correlators here. Well, anyhow, in the next few minutes, I'm looking for a drop here at the end of the day with the selling from overbought territory. Or near overbought territory, I should say. You could say that we're there relative to, like... See how that works? We get to this level and we start to have pullbacks on the RSI, right? So we're near overbought territory on RSI. We should have a selling, like a profit taking here relatively soon. Hopefully I can catch it. But what I'm looking to do is open up that other leg, because I closed out of those calls for a profit. They expire on the 11th, and as soon as you have a profit, guys, with out of the money options, get rid of them. You're playing with like probability that's against you. Out of money options are against you. You're paying for time value, and the time value depreciates every day. There's less time. And the value depreciates, and if they're out of the money, that means there's no intrinsic value. There's no intrinsic value. It's all time value, right? Which means that if you go to expiration and it doesn't end up in the money giving you some intrinsic value, then it will expire to worthless, and the probability is in the favor of it expiring to worthless. Excuse me. So you can make money with out of the money options because they're cheap. You can catch the same moves that you would for paying like for a bunch of shares of the stock at like a fraction of the cost, right? But you have to understand you're playing with an opportunity. You're not playing with the actual value of a stock. You're playing with the opportunity for that stock to move in your favor, basically. And you don't want to wait on that because out of the money options. They are notoriously, they're speculative. So, I sold those. They expired on the 11th. I try not to get into a week's time frame with out of the money options. So I sold those, and now I'm looking for an opportunity to get in on the long leg, on the call leg. I have my put leg. It's out of the money, so I average costs down enough that with one good move downward, I'll be able to get out for a good profit. And we'll see where we're at that point, but in the meantime, I don't want to miss out on this big rally we've got over the next few days. So I think after a notable decline, either in the overnight tonight or early in the first half of the day, I should say, tomorrow, after that decline that'll happen somewhere within that time frame, We have a big fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of volatility. We got the Sun card. It's the beginning of a rally. 3 crisscrosses through the same price level. The third cross confirms a bullish trend. And then we have a big move pushing the upper end of a range here at the end of the day. So, tomorrow, end of day bullish. And then that bullish move continues irrationally so to reach a distant resistance level. So there should be a pretty decent move. Another fast sudden move higher here. And again, guys, sideways price swings with a bullish trend. It looks like it's going to be, based on these cards, it's going to be significantly bullish. All the way up through the 11th. And there's that Strife card again on the 12th. My friends, we have the Strife card all the way back in our June readings. It was significant just at the end of June, so I'm going to pull that up. We're also, guys, be prepared because next month we have a Mercury retrograde happening, so take advantage of this month here with this rally higher. Where's June? Where's that Strife card? Or maybe it was the end. Here we go. Strife, 27th. And then we had it on the 23rd, 27th, 23rd. I think there was one more. 21st. So we're probably hitting that range right there, I would say. The high on the 27th was the Strife range. That's wands, so that really should be in like red or something. So that price range, the Strife range, $390.95, guys. This is how you utilize SO meta-analysis, multiple spreads over time to identify price levels. It's not just about timing, but you can actually pinpoint, not all the time, but you can pinpoint price levels. Nobody's saying I tell you everything that the stock's doing all day long, every single day, but what I say 98% of the time happens. Oh, this is still June, sorry. Alright, so Strife, boom. Yeah, that's the Strife. We're going to hit the Strife level on the 12th. S&P high on the 12th will be at 381. Is that right? Oh, that's not right. Sorry. Where'd it go? Strife. 391. 391, excuse me. The S&P, the S&P, sorry, I'm trying to record here. The S&P price level at the high will be 391 on the 12th of July. Yeah, so that's a good move, guys. You catch that move. That's a good $9, or not a good $10 move, guys. So don't miss out on that. I definitely want to be long. Long going into the end, going into the close here. Well, I'll definitely be long by at the latest 2 p.m. Tomorrow. I'll be all calls. Where I get out of my puts really depends on what happens here in the last 20 minutes and over the morning hours tomorrow. But we should see a notable decline here, guys, because we're right up here, right at the near overbought territory. We've hit that price level of the Princess of Swords, which we saw the prior day. Usually it's not always the case, but usually it's pretty reliable, guys, when you have the same price, like a congruency like that, like back-to-back days. When you get out further, you know, I mean, it is and it isn't sometimes, but it's pretty reliable. I'd say like 99 or 95% of the time, 90% of the time, it'll be a reliable indicator of price level. And by congruency, I see like, I mean like we have the same card here. It also happens to be a swords card, and the sword suit represents resistance and volatility, like sideways price swings, resistance levels, volatility, news, stuff like that. So, you know, but most often, especially when something like a princess or an ace of swords is going to indicate an actual technical price level. This is likely the selling from overbought territory. That's my sense. Do I do readings? I do readings. I specialize in finance. I was a Wall Street broker a long time ago. Been in that finance industry for a long time. I could do a reading on anything, but you know, I mean, I think my true my differentiator, if you would be the fact that I know quite a lot about the finance industry, trading stocks and cryptos and stuff like that. I'm able to predict stocks and price levels and timing, roughly 98% average accuracy. It's the same accuracy for anything. It's just that it's really unheard of in the finance industry. It's supposed to be impossible. We do it every day. Impossible. Oy. Yeah, and sometime this week, guys, we're going to do live clairvoyant fishing in Times Square. That'll be around 5 p.m. likely. 5 p.m. Eastern. What should you invest in? I mean, that's a pretty complex question. It depends on how much money you want to work with, what your risk tolerance is, you know, what the time horizon on your return. But if you're looking for like just a buy and hold, there's a ton of predictions on our YouTube channel you can check out. It's all free. And like I said, I mean, it's a 98% average accuracy. We have people that have been utilizing these predictions we've been doing this for a couple of years, or 3 years now. You know, there's people making money with these predictions. So I would recommend, you know, checking those out. My favorite stock for a 10-year period is MGM. I'll be buying MGM likely, let's see here. Yeah, towards the end of this month is a bottom. I'll be buying MGM then. I first recommended MGM. This is the 1 year spread for MGM so far. Pretty darn accurate, along with all of our 1 years. And so you can see this video is on YouTube along with everything, and we also take requests. If there's something that you want to see us predict, just put it in the comments. We'll get to it. We have a running list. We're trying to do as much of this, we want to get as much predictions out there as possible, because there's, the market it's stacked against the little guy. But not when you're utilizing a psychic with a 98% accuracy. It's unheard of. So let them keep saying it's impossible and utilize the opportunity before they shut me down or something like that. Who knows what they're gonna do when they catch on. MGM's one of the more expensive ones that I've recommended. It's like mid-grade price level. Some other ones, SYAXF. I don't think I did it 1 year for that yet, did I? Well, anyhow, right here on the 20th, I'll be buying SYAXF. I believe it's 10 cents right now. SYAXF is a lithium mining company, positioning themselves to be the lead supplier globally for providing lithium to lithium-ion electric car batteries, basically. And it's 10 cents. See that? We're capped off at that Princess of Swords level. Hey, if you're just hopping onto our TikTok, you can follow along with what I'm talking about on our YouTube channel. We have a live S&P 500 chart, or SPY, which is the ETF chart, side by side with the tarot spread that we did for the day. I guess it was last month. Yeah, it was like last month sometime. So we're looking at it, and this is basically what I used to do every single day. Well, I still do it, but when I was really learning like every single day, I wasn't even sure if you could really predict the stock market with tarot yet, but I was learning, and this is how I learned. I'd do a spread every single day of the S&P 500. I thought back to my school years where we had like lab reports and how to do that, and I took it really seriously. And I started cross-referencing the spreads, the tarot cards, in relation to the prediction stock chart for that day. And what I was able to uncover was quite miraculous. There are definitive patterns in the stock market, and you can capture them through the use of basically quantum entanglement. And the fact that reality is all made from, it's the same fractal. So aside from slight variations and permutations, you've got the same cycle on a smaller and a greater version, on and on and on, repeating itself within itself onward for infinity, right? So if you can capture one of those small cycles, you can then use that small cycle to get an idea of the greater cycle. You can't see the greater cycle because you're in it. But there's smaller versions of the greater cycle within the greater cycle, and those you can see. That's utilizing fractals, or you could say the golden ratio, and it's also utilizing entanglement, which is not a theory. So I have to stop saying entanglement theory. It's quantum entanglement. It's a thing, and if you don't know what that is, guys, quantum entanglement means that matter, like across the cosmos, across the universe, on the other side of the galaxy, in a different galaxy, it still can be affected from anywhere else in existence, anywhere else across the galaxy. It doesn't need to be like within a certain distance. Like you can actually draw relationships between things that are like seemingly so different. It's matter. It's all made of the same thing, vibration. So if you can find the small, again, you can find the small pattern, which basically there's an ancient tool that's been doing this for years, and you know, just recently in the last, I don't know, 20 years, 30 years, I don't know how long it's been, but they keep that tool, and the fact remains is that tool really does. Oh, did I lose connection? Said I lost connection for a second. That tool really allows you. That's just it. That tool you utilize it to show you partials of the pattern, the greater pattern. You can take the smaller pattern, and if you know how to draw relationships, if you know how to, if you make analogies, if you like metaphors, if you're into the language of symbols. Then you understand. If you're a psychic, you draw relationships through things, synchronicities. And the fact is, that's another thing that we utilize here, synchronicity, right? Everything in existence is synchronized. It's always synchronized. When we see that synchronicity and we're like, oh my God, I might be on the right path here. This is like so uncanny. Yes, you're right. You are on the right path, but you're always on the right path, whether you see it or not. That synchronicity, you seeing that synchronicity was basically your vibration level of your consciousness was elevated higher than normal, allowing you to then see that. It's like a window into something that can be seen all day long, every day. And I know that for a fact because I've been to that place. It's a hard place to achieve. It requires a lot of sacrifice, lifestyle-wise. Do me a favor, if you're just joining us, guys, hit that follow button. We're looking to grow our TikTok. We've got a Kickstarter that we're preparing for. It's basically stock and crypto analysis website, where it's like a stock chart or a crypto chart, but it also has a bunch of astrological indicators on it, not just the moon, like Mercury retrogrades and things like that. And as we develop it, it's going to get more customized to the individual who logs in with their own natal information. So we're getting ready to launch that. And the more people we have on social media, the more likely we are to succeed. I got a team of really, really loyal team members that are all working hard every single week to bring you this stuff. It's not just me. All I do is predict. They do everything else. I couldn't do it. But those people got to eat, right? We predict. We predict for free. So, do me a favor, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you haven't, and on Facebook as well. And hit some likes, share it with your friends, spread the word, guys. What we're doing here is basically history. We've been doing it for years. I mean, we started 22 years ago trading. We started with the Tarot 18 years ago trading. We've been doing it for years, But it's still history because it's so unbelievable that the amount of people that are actually willing to even spend 3 seconds looking at the evidence is just, it scares me how few people are willing to look at something for themselves to make it up. They're all like, oh, when I had 7 followers on YouTube, I sat next to somebody on a plane. It was completely synchronistic. I tried to tell him, it's where I got SYAXF from. I tried to tell him what I did, and he looked at my YouTube, saw we had 7 or 8 followers. He was like, dude, you have 7 followers. And that was it. That was the end of it. He never paid attention again. Do you really need 1,000 people to tell you what's real and what's not real? They're all blind, my friend. Everybody here on this planet just about is 100% in the dark. They have no idea why they're here, where they're going, what they're doing, what death is, what comes after death, how they got there. They couldn't explain to you if they exist. You can actually explain if you exist, then you can start to build off of that. What things are real, what things aren't real. I studied the nature of reality my entire life. I was broke, studying it in real life. The mind, the thought process, what happens, the patterns that unfold based on how you think, changing the way that you think, and how that changes the way that you live in the world, and not just the way that you live in the world, but the way that the world is. Because you're creating it, my friends. It's a multi-dimensional reality. Each one of us is the center point, if you want to use that. It's not the best term, but I don't know how else to explain it. Each one of us is the center point of an infinite number of realities, synchronized all at that point. When you and I meet, like we're talking live right now, and what that means is that I'm gonna have to place a trade real quick, but what that means is that we're our two realities. Like I'm in one frame of my reality at this moment. Actually, I'm in all of them, but I'm driving the idea of one. You're in all frames of your reality at a synchronized moment, but you're driving in one frame of it, right? Those two frames are synchronized. Yours and mine are synchronized right now. Our realities are the same. I mean, there could have been a catastrophe yesterday in my reality. You would have no idea because we're not talking about that. We're talking about stocks. We're talking about metaphysics. We're not talking about what happened on July 4th. How do you know your reality was even the same as mine? My friends, it's not. And the fact that people don't understand that is the root of almost all of our problems. How to drive your reality. Stop trying to prevent shit. When you try to prevent, you create what you're preventing. That is a fact. It's a metaphysical fact. I've done my homework. I might know what I'm talking about. I predict the stock market. Impossible to do with a 98% average accuracy. And if I was predicting it with a 98% average accuracy, and I was predicting how a stock's going to go up for 10 years, and that was my whole prediction, and I had a 98% average accuracy, that would be impossible, they say. Because experts in the finance world can't do that. But guess what? We're not doing it general like that. We're doing it by the hour, every single trading day. What the market's going to do by the hour. So I might know what I'm talking about. And the fact is that your thoughts create your reality, my friends. They don't create the way that you act in your reality. I mean, that's part of it, but they actually create that which manifests into your reality. Your mind is like a magnet. What you focus on, you're creating a picture, and it will serve that up to you whether you want it to or not. It's not a matter of want, it's a matter of focus. So I gotta place that trade, guys. I went on a big spiel. Hopefully you like that. Got 66 likes. That's pretty dope. Thank you, my friends. If you haven't done so, please hit that follow button on TikTok. We're looking to grow that, or hit that subscribe button on YouTube or Facebook. And spread the word, guys. There's a lot of money that can be made by the little guy. I talk about the trades that I'm planning on making. I mean, guys, I wear you think I like to wear these sunglasses? It hurts my eyes to look at the screen with these sunglasses. The reason why I wear these is because my accuracy is so high. Like, one day I'll regret if I just let my identity out to the public like that. One day I would really regret it, I think. And I do tend to see things, so I do my best to keep that hidden. What we're doing is worth a lot of money, and there's people in the world that'll likely be very pissed when they see that we're able to do this, because it cracks the code on a game that they have fixed in their favor. Hey guys, if you're just joining us on TikTok, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. We're looking to grow that channel. We're doing predictions, live predictions of the stock market. If you want to check out our YouTube channel, we're live on YouTube with the stock chart, the live stock chart side by side. I just got to place a trade real quick. So what I say, 398 or 391 is that level on the 12th. So I want to go to the 18th. All right, I bought a call that expires on the 18th. It's a 390 call for the SPY. Reason why I did it is because we just identified likelihood of what's going to happen here when we look at the coming days. We've got at the end of the end of tomorrow, we have a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of decline. That's why I'm holding on to my puts here. But then after that, fast sudden move higher at the end of the day on the 6th. The 7th is a big move to reach a distant resistance level. The 8th, we have a fast sudden move higher. And there's also an opportunity to short at the end of the day. Interesting. Oh, right. So we have a dip here on the 11th early. But then we go higher. There's another another move to a distant resistance level to reach the high on the 11th. And then on the 12th, we have the strife card at the high. The strife was a technical indicator, or it was a technical whole price level in our June readings right here on the 24th or 27th, 24th and the 27th, basically. So my sense is that we'll likely see that price level again, making it, for being that we're at 381 now. That's a $9 move on SPY. You know, that's a decent move, and to see it coming ahead like that, you can make some money, my friends. It's not like we see that every day. So that's where I'm at. I got the call, but I'm still playing both sides of the market. And the reason why I'm playing both sides of the market, again, guys, is because here we are at the end of the day. Princess of Swords, opportunity to position oneself to play both sides of the market. So there's going to be volatility. Basically what that means is that there's going to be what the price level here, the technical price level at the hour of 3 to the close today, where we are right now, right, is the same price level and the same card that we had the prior day on the 1st, right? And we had the same price level here at the end of the day, right? So that's a technical price level, and it's indicating that we'll be higher than it and lower than it in the near term. So I've got puts and I've got calls, looking to make money on both ends of those. It would have been nice to sell my calls that expired on the 11th a little bit later today. Like I sold them right around here. It's a little early. But they were expiring on the 11th. It was a smart move, and I got back in on calls anyway. So that's where we're at, guys. Yeah, SYAXF, definitely, Philip. That's what I'm doing. I made some money on that because it doubled last time I brought it up, guys. It was at 11 cents. It went actually more than double. It went to 29 cents. I sold it at like 25 cents, I think. And it's 10 cents. You could buy. I mean, if it went to $1, you know, I mean, it's a big move. Buy a bunch of it if you're into, you know, speculative trades, because it's considered a penny stock. Penny stocks are going to be speculative, no matter what anybody says. It's speculative in the eyes of anybody who's an expert finance person. Experts aren't always right, but for most people, they'll be right. It's penny stock is speculative because if you pick the wrong company, most companies will just, if you buy 1,000 shares at 10 cents, they'll turn it into 100 shares at $1. You bought it because you wanted those 1,000 shares. They're just truncating your shares, so you end up losing your money gradually with most penny stocks. However, this one's at the bottom of a range. Last time I bought it at this price, it went all the way to 29 cents, and I made some good money there. Yeah, that's SYAXF. There's predictions on that as well on YouTube, my friends. All right, guys. So that's it for today. I'm gonna get back to some predictions. I got some content coming out from New York City, and I have a few more July predictions that are gonna come out tonight. I did the work for them. I might as well get them done. Just didn't get them predicted in time to be pre-July, but it's for the whole month, so big deal. I missed 2 days, and those are like, if I didn't put out AMC already, there's an AMC one. We got CJJ, Cameco, we've got SYAXF, I believe, Dogecoin. So those will be coming out hopefully all today, guys. And with that said, really appreciate you watching. Thanks for hitting that follow button and that subscribe button and all those likes that we got, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks for helping us grow the site. We definitely are increasing in traffic and views and all that stuff. But most importantly, guys, when you make money from these readings, pay it forward. And I'll